Hi friends, let's discuss something about as16, accounting standard 16. What is this borrowing cost? So what is borrowing cost? Let me first define this. It's a big question. It includes interest cost. What is mainly borrowing cost? You have borrowed something and it has incurred some cost to you. What is the borrowing cost? Like interest cost in general sense. And it also includes commitment charges and brokerage charges, incidental expenses of borrowing, finance charges in case of finance charges in case of finance lease, and one of the important thing is that exchange difference arising due to foreign currency fluctuations. So this we are going to discuss in detail in AS11. So exchange difference arising due to foreign currency fluctuations. These all can be termed as borrowing costs. It's not only the interest costs, it's interest costs, commitment charges, brokerage, incidental expense of borrowings, like finance charges in case of a finance lease, exchange difference arose due to foreign currency fluctuations, subject to AS11. This point is exception. This point has something to be discussed in AS11. So that is borrowing cost. So you have taken 10 lakhs rupees loan and it has a borrowing cost of 1 lakh per annum. So how to treat it in accounting? If at all you have taken this borrowing for an asset, not an asset, if at all you have taken this loan for a qualifying asset, I mean to explain in this way, it will look better. Borrowing costs that are directly attributable to acquisition and production of qualifying asset should be capitalized. What is qualifying asset? Qualifying asset is an asset that takes substantial period to get ready for its intended use. What is intended use? Like you are manufacturing a bus, it may take substantial period. What is substantial period in accounting standard 16 is 12 months. Yeah, this is substantial period. So bus may take more than 12 months to get ready for its intended use. What is the intended use? Like transporting passengers from one place to another. This is known as qualifying asset. So this is termed as qualifying asset. So borrowing cost has been directly attributable to acquisition, either acquisition or production of a qualifying asset should be capitalized. What do we mean by capitalized? It is debited to the asset, like debited to the asset. In our above example, the 1 lakh like bus account debited 1 lakh to expenses, like if you have spent cash account debit 1 lakh apart from the original cost. This borrowing cost is also be debited to the asset. That is what capitalized means. Capitalized to the qualifying asset. If at all the borrowing cost is not incurred for acquisition or production of a qualifying asset, I mean to say any of these conditions as stated in the above definition is not satisfied, then the borrowing cost must be expensed. What is this expensed? Written off to P&L. What is writing off to P&L? treating it as an expense occurred for the accrued year. Treating it as an expense. So that's what how to deal with the borrowing cost. So yeah, you have taken a loan and it has incurred a borrowing cost. You have capitalized. When to capitalize, when to suspend it. Wait, capitalization. It has three things to be done. When to capitalize, when to commence capitalization. Commence. See, borrowing cost is not a one-term expense that is to be incurred. Interest, for example, interest is to be paid every month. Then it is a continuous series. When to commence, when to start. There are three conditions. If the borrowing cost incurred. See, I have taken a loan and 1 month has expired. 1 month interest has been incurred. Borrowing cost has been incurred. Expense on qualifying asset should have been incurred. I have taken 10 lakhs loan and I have expended it on the manufacture of a bus. Expenditure on qualifying asset should have been started. And the third is that activity on qualifying assets should have started. Not only expenditure, you just not only expend for the manufacture of a bus, the manufacturing process must begin. When these conditions are started, the borrowing cost can be capitalized to the qualifying asset. What is the borrowing cost has been incurred, expenditure on qualifying asset has been incurred, activity on the qualifying asset has been started. Next point, suspension. What is this term suspension? If the production process or manufacturing process of a qualifying asset is interrupted, then the the capitalization of borrowing cost is suspended. That's it. If at all any floods has occurred and the production of the bus, the manufacture of the bus has been interrupted, workers are not returning for 2 months, then the borrowing cost related, interest of that 2 months, you need not to capitalize. You need to expend it right off to P&L. However, there are two exceptions for this. What are the two exceptions? Interruption is a form of plan or required. Interruption is a plan, and second is a required one. See, when you are constructing a bridge during the rainy season, it is well planned that interruption will occur. So this is not, this period is not suspended, as it is already planned in our design that such an interruption is an occurred. The next one is required. Interruption is required for the activities. See, when you are constructing a house, as soon as the first floor finishes, you need to give some gap to to set right. You can't immediately go off with the second floor. As this is also required, you need not to suspend the capitalization of the borrowing cost. You can continue. So this is suspension. When to stop? When to cessation? Cease the capitalization. Once the qualifying asset is ready for intended use. Not actual use, it is ready for intended use. As soon as the bus is finished of its manufacture, then and there you need to stop the capitalization of borrowing cost. It need not be running on the roads. That's none with to deal with the borrowing cost. As soon as it's ready for its intended use, you have to cease the capitalization of borrowing cost. That's regarding capitalization. Borrowings can be of two types: specific, general. I have taken 10 lakhs loan for the specific of manufacturing of a bus. All the borrowing cost incurred must be capitalized to the asset. General, maybe I might have taken 10 lakhs loan for my business and I have used 2 lakhs exclusively for the purpose of buses. Then only that portion of the borrowing cost is capitalized, and the remaining which I have used for my business is expended. I mean to write off to P&L. Say I have taken a specific of 10 lakhs for a bus and I have incurred 20 lakhs for the manufacture of a bus. The additional 10 lakhs might have taken from the business loans taken. So how to calculate this? The first point is that you calculate the average investment. You calculate average investment in the asset. This is a big problem. You need to go through it. How to find the average investment. Once you have calculated average investment, subtract that amount you receive. You might have received like 20 lakhs. Subtract that amount taken for specific, that is 10 lakhs. The 10 lakhs is to be the borrowing cost, the remaining 10 lakhs borrowing cost is to be capitalized by the average interest taken for the business purpose. These 10 lakhs, whatever the borrowing cost has been incurred, must be capitalized. The remaining 10 lakhs, the average interest of the average borrowing cost for the whole amount is to be proportionated. So that's it regarding everything borrowing cost. Let's have a quick glance at it. as16 is borrowing cost. So what is borrowing cost? Interest cost, commitment charges, brokerage for the loan, finance charges in finance lease, exchange differences to the extent considered as an adjustment in which we will discuss in as11. So that is, borrowings can be of two types: specific, general. If it is for the specific for the purpose of asset, it is to be the whole borrowing cash should be capitalized. If it is for general, proportionate portion is to be capitalized and the remaining must be written off to P&L. If it is a mixture, you need to find out average investment and remove from it the specific, and you need to calculate the what is the amount to be capitalized. So that's it. When to capitalize borrowing costs that are directly attributable to acquisition and production manufacturing of an qualifying asset is to be capitalized. What is qualifying asset? We take a substantial period. Here 12 months is considered as substantial period in as16. This is to be capitalized, otherwise written off to P&L expenditure. Capitalization starts when business cost is incurred, expenditure on qualifying asset has been started, activity on qualifying asset is started, suspended, uninterrupted, any interruption. Two exceptions: planned, required. In these cases you need not to suspend. Cessation, stopping of capitalization as soon as the asset is ready for intended use. That's it, friends. Thank you.